obviously, of course, the eventual winner, Commonwealth Games gold medal as well. So Stephen Ward certainly brings some experience and pedigree to the competition. And he'll be looking to book himself a place in the final tomorrow. But in his way, Jamal LeDoux from Impact Staffs. Staffs, rather. Referee issuing their final instructions. Three-minute rounds ahead of us. Stephen Ward certainly doesn't look 81 kilos. Stature-wise, looks like he's considerably heavier than that, and just wonder how much work he had to do to get down to the weight, whether that fluctuates much in between weigh-in day and competition night.
Jamal managed to shift all that weight. You see in his face, it's gone, drawn.
It's an interesting choice to come down, but perhaps he looked at the pool of talent in this division and just felt he had more of a chance to success at this weight. Certainly not necessarily a natural weight for him. LeDoux, on the other hand, looking much more comfortable at the weight. And he comes in with a lead left hook there, just smothered by the gloves. That's the lead right hand off the back of it. Setting himself well. Nice movement by LeDoux. He looks in control. Shots to the body.
Ward was deeply disappointed he didn't get a medal at the Commonwealth Games. That really was his goal in the base early stage. Maybe, I think he really viewed that tournament as a chance to sort of make his name, get attention. Maybe he's decided his international future belongs at light heavyweight. Perhaps there are more opportunities there, though I'm surprised since Darren O'Neill has moved up to 91 kilos for Ireland, all the way from 75 via light heavy. So it's a strange shifting about with boxers.
Is he somebody you think could have gone a bit further had he not met the eventual winner in Glasgow?
Yeah, well, he was he lost to Warren Bass. We all thought Warren Bass was going to win, and then Warren actually lost to the Canadian.
Of course, yeah, my apologies. Yeah.
So it was, you really thought whoever, but look, as you sort of allude to, you really thought whoever would have won out of Stephen Ward and Warren Baser, who are the two favourites, would go on to win the whole thing. So the Canadian was a bit of a surprise.
Absolutely. Well, it's interesting, and Andrew Selby had the same unfortunate fate of, well, similar, not just meeting a finalist, but meeting the eventual winner in the first stage, because they messed up the seedings a little bit, put him as 2 instead of 1, and he got drawn in the pool with the eventual winner and knocked out early. And it must be real frustrating times for a boxer of that calibre who knows really that they're probably medal potential. And I suppose that's where the seeding comes into things and stops that sort of scenario from ever happening. But interesting round there, a little bit more mobility perhaps from Jamal LeDoux. Partly due to his size and just a little bit lighter on his feet. Stephen Ward, your first impression seeing him in this weight for the first time?
He's looking all right, and they're not entirely comfortable when he takes a big shot, and that's another interesting. Well, there's nothing to look out for when someone drops that much weight. Are they as sort of solid and durable, and do they have as good punch resistance at such a lighter weight? Jamal LeDoux, I've heard his name. I haven't seen him box before, but he's looking good in there.
A nice style, Jamal LeDoux. Boxing well behind the jab. Nice poise about him, good balance as well. We'll see how this one progresses over the next 3 minutes. And number 2. Stephen Ward in red, Jamal LeDoux in blue. LeDoux a little bit shorter, just picking that nice jab to the body early. Nice little shoe shine on the inside from LeDoux, finishing on the left hook. Nice left hook as well from him. The other thing that Stephen Ward's probably less used to is just the speed of somebody like LeDoux. Used to being in there with somebody like Baster, completely different ball game, really.
Absolutely. Just sort of wandered onto fast right over the top there.
Just counter jab to the body, just jabbing underneath the jab of Stephen Ward there, Jamal LeDoux. Just the benefit of just being shorter of the two men. A nice lead right hand there, just wobbled Ward back onto his heels momentarily. And another counter over the top. It's good pinpoint accuracy from LeDoux. And he just locks his man up. That was a nice little spell from him.
Yeah, that did just seem to jolt Ward there. Of course, Goodridge is looking on from the crowd to see who he's going to be boxing tomorrow. It's a tough group, this one.
Practice for LeDoux to face a slightly taller opponent at this stage, just preparing for punching upwards. The sort of target area he'll have. He's not being sort of overawed or bullied around the ring as you'd expect against a man of Stephen Ward's side. LeDoux very much holding his own and actually always looking quite comfortable and in control of the space in front of him. And his ring generalship for me is the better of the two men.
So he's probably just finding their own groove. Stephen is maybe getting a little bit more anxious now, pushing it, but he's upping his work rate. Looking to bring his power into it if he could get out of this clinch.
Just left hook off the clinch, bit of a slight cut over the left eye of Stephen Ward. LeDoux's landed 2 or 3 really sharp right hands, and the power doesn't look to have particularly troubled Stephen Ward. The accuracy and the timing of the shots has perhaps taken its toll. Yeah, it's just a very slight nick above the left eye. Pronounced brow has Ward, so just need to see if he does make the final tomorrow, how that one develops, and if indeed it starts to bleed more profusely as this contest goes on. A nice left hook from Ward. So Stephen Ward in the corner, just doing a little bit of work on that that cut. It's on the blind side of the camera angle that you're on, but it's just above the left eye. So a bit of Vaseline and the cold iron on that, just to try and reduce the swelling around it. It hasn't started to actually bleed yet, but I think 1 or 2 shots clean on that may open it up, and that could be a problem for Stephen, not just in this bout, but if he does progress to the final tomorrow.
Well, it doesn't look too bad at the moment. It's not really obscuring his vision or anything, but nick like that, maybe a few more punches landing on it. And I suppose if it's a punch that ultimately causes a bigger cut, even if it's on a cut, then that can get you stopped, that can lose your contest.
Well, will it become a target area for Jamal LeDoux? A clash of heads there. It's an aggressive start from Ward. He knows he's got a little bit of work to do. LeDoux just moving off to his left-hand side, staying light on his feet.
It does look stronger, sort of moving around in the clinch earlier on.
Seeing there comfortably walking his man back onto the ropes. Just trying to sap the energy from LeDoux in the clinch. Try and maybe just reduce his mobility around the outside of the ring so that Ward can pin him down, because at the moment LeDoux just keeping this one on the outside, keeping it at range, but very competently indeed, and Ward just struggling a little bit to pin him down.
Ward is finding it hard to get his punches off. He's almost in too close when he's throwing them, so they don't land much weight behind them.
Well, as we thought, cut has opened up above the left eye. this be the end of Stephen Ward's campaign? Let's have a look at that, see if we can see how bad the damage is. There's a lot of blood coming from that eye, and it's starting to sort of swell over the top of the brow.
I wonder if it was a clash of heads that kind of worsened the cut there.
It's coming together of heads on a couple of occasions. Actually, you see the top of the head of Jamal LeDoux, well spotted, is where the blood's coming from, and I don't think that's from Jamal's own head there. I don't think so, at least, unless it's got a cut on the top of the head. There's more blood from Stephen Ward. They're now discussing in the corner whether they will continue with this one.
Looks a bad cut.
It does look a bad cut indeed. We thought it may be a problem as he went into the break between the second and the third round, and it now has become a problem. I think Jamal LeDoux's poised and ready to go in that corner, but secretly he'll be hoping that they call a halt to this and he can go away as rested as possible in preparation for tomorrow's final. There he is. See the blood pouring down LeDoux's face, but it's not his own blood. It's a real movie shot, that, isn't it?
Soaked in the blood of your opponent, yeah.
Some clean-up from that. They are letting Ward continue. There'll be much more to go in this third and final round. Gloves of LeDoux just getting a wipe there in the blue corner, or in the neutral corner rather. A few moments to go. Ward back behind that jab, trying desperately to protect that cut over the left eye. Ward aiming with the right hand over the top of the jab, but misses. And he land one or two more clean shots on that. Force the stoppage from the referee.
It's going to be hard for Ward to try and turn this one around and protect the cut.
You see LeDoux just wants to land one more shot on that to open that cut up. He's waiting for the jab. And there it is, a lead right hand, and then the hit comes in behind it. That's just what he wanted. You can see he was teeing himself up for it, and there comes the blood pouring down the side of the face of Ward.
Even in that clinch, Ward turned his head right away.
Cracking overhand right there as well, and like I say, Stephen Ward now is boxing on borrowed time, so to speak. Another right hand lands from LeDoux.
He's almost buckling his legs with those shots.
So this is a serious scout that LeDoux will take if he does get the nod from the judges. A very good performance from him, from a man that we'd only heard a little bit of. A man of Stephen Ward's quality, pedigree and experience. Jamal LeDoux's equipped himself very well indeed.
Yeah, if he does get the decision, he'll really have made his name off this one. That's sort of the opportunity you have in a tournament like this. The younger, less well-known guys get to pit themselves against, well, experienced international competitors. And if it were to go Ward's way, again he's got the problem of you've got to treat that cut straight away. It's the swelling more than anything else. It'll be a race against time to bring the swelling down straight after the bout, so he'd be able to go again the next day. Couldn't have stitches in it if he's boxing tomorrow. So it'll be a case of getting the swelling down, and I guess gluing it closed.
Maybe glue it closed, a few coagulants in there as well to try and do the best job that they physically can. Just glue it closed and then try and hold the skin together, but really you would suspect that it wouldn't really hold up much. But as it is, Jamal LeDoux really looks to be on the way into the final, barring something that we haven't seen here ringside. So wait for the judge's decision. Dan O'Sullivan to make his way over for the final announcement, but a really interesting contest, and LeDoux showed a lot of composure against a much bigger opponent. And out of LeDoux and Bryce Goodrich, who would you fancy in the final tomorrow?
If I had to pick a winner, assuming, and yeah, if this goes LeDoux's way, probably, that's a good win for him. I'm probably inclined towards LeDoux. He showed good movement, trusting his speed there. But Goodrich just uses his height as well as he can. Look, he's not the most technically usual boxer to watch, but he swings those long arms in. He's a hard man to beat, actually.
So the supporters applauding a big cheer over one of the other rings behind us. Barrett announces the winner of the contest. He'll be through to the finals tomorrow. Meanwhile, Jamal and Stephen Ward got to watch on and wait in slightly tense, imagine nervous anticipation as to which one of them will be joining him in the finals.
Yeah, Danny Barrett in the other ring must have got a well, great win over Ben Fale, who's Far Cotton stars that we're looking out for. So Barrett from Hooks, clearly another name to watch.
By the sound of it, brought a good deal of support with him. Right, we're ready for the decision. Well, I don't know about you, John, but we haven't seen many what I call slightly surprising decisions the last couple of days. That, for me,